Hi folks! Well, I am bringing to you today the 5th class of Q&As about astral projection. So once more, thank you very much for all of your questions. They are always great and they keep on feeding these new classes. I want to remind you to check the other 4 Q&As, okay? Because if you have questions, chances are they may be answered. So, let's go on with the first question. Why I feel asleep every time before vibrational state? Well, first of all, it might be because you are trying to astral project at the last hour of the day. I have said in many classes that doing that is not good. Will make your astral travel harder. That's not a good moment to fall asleep. I mean, to astral project. It's a great moment to fall asleep, but not a good moment to astral project. If you say that you wake up in the middle of the night and you still fall asleep in your vibrational state, it means that you need to be a little bit more focused. And the best way to fix this is for you to keep focusing on your vibrations. Because it's true that it's essential, for you to focus on your vibrations to raise them. If you fall asleep before they arrive, it means that you are not keeping proper focus. Okay, you are letting your mind go and falling asleep. Again, if you are very tired, this is normal. If it's in the early morning or in the morning, then you need a bit more of concentration in terms of focusing on astral travel and not just falling asleep. Okay? So, let's go for the second question. Why I project from sleep directly without the process? Well, that's because you, my friend, are lucky. Definitely lucky. It's something great. It has happened to me a few times, but most of the times I have had to trigger it from sleep. But I had to trigger it. From a lucid dream, you can actually trigger an astral projection. It's as easy as jumping off a cliff, a building, or even a stair, okay, or a bench. But you have to fall on your back, and as you do, you set the intention to astral project. If you do this, please make sure to do a reality check or 2 to make 100% sure that you are asleep in a dream, okay? Make sure of that. But some people from a non-lucid dream may also astral project. If you have astral projection in your mind, you might not turn lucid in your lucid dream, but you actually might be aware of your astral projection when it happens, because we all astral project every night. Yes, we don't remember it. But if you are into the topic, you are reading about it, you are listening to this, you are receiving out of information about astral travel, hence having the greater possibility of you realizing that you are in the astral plane while you are at it. Okay? So that's the reason why. It's something great if you have it. It's a blessing. Keep embracing that. And if you lucid dream, which by the way, I do have a course about it, then you can induce it from them also. Okay? So let's go for the next question. Why my eyes move so fast when I try to go into trance? Okay, that's a great question, and one main reason for that is because possibly you are falling into REM state. There is one lucid dream induction technique that it's called WILD, Wake Initiated Lucid Dream, and it is done exactly the same as astral projection. In fact, when you get to the point of feeling your eyes like this, you need to start to focus on vibrations. If you don't feel them, imagine them, because sooner rather than later, even though it will feel hours to you, it will be a moment. Your physical body and your astral body will start to separate and you will feel the vibrations, okay? But definitely the fact that your eyes are moving so fast is because your REM phase is starting. It's here. If you focus on a dream and you only focus on that dream, you're going to enter fully lucid into a lucid dream. Obviously, it will not be an astral travel, For the astral travel, you have to focus on the vibrations, okay? But this is something normal, and actually, it's possible that if this happens to you, you might be able to end up projecting a lucid dreaming a little bit faster, because we'll work on your favor, okay? So, let's go for next question. Are the higher self, the astral body, and spirit guides the same? No, they are not. First of all, you, as the one listening to this, you are a soul having a human being experience, okay? Your soul equals to the astral body at a certain level, okay? Then the higher self is a higher version of you, in the 4th, 5th dimension, that has more wisdom and you can connect and channel with. And then your spirit guides are sentient beings that they are connected with you through being your spirit guides, but they are not a part of you like your higher self. They are individual beings that they work with every single living creature, okay, called spirit guides. But definitely they are not the same, okay? So, let's go for next question. To make an astral trip, can you do sitting, or do you have to do it lie down? Initially, it's easier lying down. However, sitting down, especially if you are on a lazy boy chair, these huge reclining chairs, then you actually might have some advantages at doing it sitting, or even, half the way, because you already will be like this, and you will be able to push your astral body out like that, okay? So definitely, it's fine, and if you are comfortable sitting, definitely you can do it, In fact, if you like to sit, in lotus position, or you sit to meditate and you can go very deep, you can definitely attempt to astral project in this state, in this position, definitely. What matters is for you to be comfortable. So if you are comfortable, then go for it, okay? So, let's go for the next question. Are there other souls in the astral? Yes, they are, and we have briefly touched on this on other Q&As, but there are souls indeed on the astral plane that you can interact with, souls from this planet and other planets, okay, as well as spirit guides and higher dimensional beings. So, let's go for next question. Now, next question, it's a little bit longer. It's, I am able to float up, and whenever I meet who I had intended to meet, you get vibrations all over your body. Since you are aware of these vibrations in your body, does it mean you're not astral traveling? Well, if you are able to float up, okay, then you are astral traveling, okay? It's normal that you, after the projection, you get the vibrations all over your body, the vibrations to come before and after, okay? They are very common, it's actually a double confirmation, that you have done your thing right. So you are indeed astral projecting, absolutely, okay? Keep that in mind, absolutely you are. Yes, you return to your body and you still feel your vibrations, that's completely normal. I am sensitive, it happens to me. To some people it doesn't happen, but it doesn't matter if it happens or not, okay? Because the key is exiting, but the fact that you return and your body is still vibrating, that definitely is a double validation. Very good. So, let's go for next question. So, next one is another long one. It's, I have been having very heavy limbs and vibrational state during the process, but even as heavy as 1,000 pounds on your arms. You can still move your arms if you want to. Does that consider sleep paralysis or not yet? No. You are about to enter. In fact, you are actually ruining your astral travels, because if you are feeling your sleep paralysis, and when you say that your arms feel as heavy as you can't imagine what, then you are already in sleep paralysis. Yes, in fact, trying to move, it breaks the trance, and it breaks the sleep paralysis, people freaking out. is what they try to do. They try to move and they end up moving, you know. Some people, sleep paralysis is stronger than others. Maybe yours is a little weaker, but that doesn't matter really. You know, the problem is not having it at all. But if it's a little weaker, that's okay. That maybe means you have a lighter sleep, but that's it, okay? But definitely, you know, when you are feeling your arms this way, you want to focus on vibrating, on your vibrations. You want to focus on trying to move. You want to focus on enhancing your vibration. And when you feel your body shaking, then is when you can visualize, don't try to do it. Visualize you are reaching with your astral arms and then pulling the cord, for example, okay? Or every movement you want to do, visualize it with your mind, because that way you will push out the astral body and you will not break your trance, okay? So, let's go to the next question. So, next question is, what's the difference between astral projection and remote viewing? What difference do they have, if any? You know, in my blog, Meditate with Fernando, I did actually write an entire entry about this, okay? That you can read and get all the information, but mainly, remote vision, it can be done in trance from a standpoint of meditation, for an instance, okay? But you don't really get out of your body at all. And you know, it works in a much more intense way. Astral projection is hard to explain, but astral projection is much more intense. You have 360 vision with astral projection. With remote viewing, you have more vision than you have normally, but usually it's not 360. And you know, you also are going to notice that you still, while with remote viewing, you are sending a fragment of your consciousness to make it happen. With astral projection, technically, you are sending almost 100% of your consciousness. That way, you get out of your body and you can travel the astral plane. But no, they are not the same. And I do explain more in the blog entry, okay? So, let's go for the last question. What happens if you project to nowhere or an imaginary place? Let's say that you want to go ahead and project to Pandora, or to the Middle Earth, or to Star Wars, or whatever, you know, places that don't exist, that are imaginary, you know. If you attempt to project to these places, if you actually reach the place, well, let me tell you, you are having a fantastic lucid dream, but not astral traveling. If you try to go to a made-up place as you are astral traveling, then you're going to just appear somewhere in the middle of the stars, okay? It's how it has happened to me, and it's how it has happened to many students I have worked with, okay? But that will be pretty much it. Unless you would raise your vibrations to huge levels and you could manage to pull yourself to the mental plane, which is a higher consciousness, and then make your visualizations there. But that already, you know, it's less likely, okay? So, that's it for our 10 questions for our 5 round. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and as always, if you have more questions, let them know to me, but please check first the other Q&As, okay? Because maybe your question is answered already. So, see you next class.